Good morning, everybody. My dear students, this is the last class for the MCO for block number 5. In the particular topic, there are two topics are there to coverage the particular subject. So we have to discuss accordingly. Suppose if any doubt in this regards, you may ask through WhatsApp to me or you may send some information also to me. Now I am sharing my PPT also, and my dear student, you see this is my PowerPoint presentation. This is the MCO 4 and block number 5, and the topic is international and technological environment, and the subject is business environment. And myself, Dr. Durga Madhav Mahapatra, lecturer in commerce, Fakirmohan Autonomous College, Baleshwar, and counselor of Indira Gandhi National Open University, New Delhi. In front of you, through virtual mode, I am presenting the particular topic, that is international environment and as well as technological environment. My dear students, this is the last class, and the topics are under block number 5 are unit 18 is the balance of payment and exim policy. It means export import policy, which already somehow some points which are already covered in IBO 1 to 4 in topics related to balance of payment and exim policy, and unit 19, that is globalization and WTO, and 20 is the foreign investment and collaboration, and unit 21 is the technological environment. There are 4 topics are there. It is a combination of 2 topics. One is the international environment as well as technological environment. Now I am discussing regarding the unit 18 topic, that is balance of payment and exim policy. One part is balance of payment. It is also important for the examination point of view. Another one is the exim policy. So similarly, Export Import Bank of India and how it will be established. And these are the 2 topics are very much important for your examination point of view. But before go through the international environment, I am pointed out the business is a combination of 2 words. One is trade and commerce. If you're talking about trade, the trade are the 2 types. One is the international trade, another one is the foreign trade. You may call it as a internal trade or external trade. Means foreign trade means it is considered a important aspect of the economic growth of the country. You may call it as a exporting of a particular type of goods and services, or importing the particular type of goods and services, or you may call it as the flow of technology, or through foreign capital investment, or stimulating the saving rates of the country, that creates a opportunity or regarding the employment as well as the attaining the economics of scale. If you talk about economic scale, means large number of units you have to produce with it, and also it can evaluate the overall competitiveness of the farm. My dear student, if you talk about foreign trade or export and import of the goods and services, it is indeed to have stimulating the technology, mean through transfer of technology, foreign capital investment, and managing the business in a proper way, and it creates the employment opportunities also, and to enhancing the overall competitiveness of the farm. The best example is the Maruti Suzuki, the best example is the Hero Honda, and the best examples of some other companies, foreign companies, are those who are established in the business or open their door in the particular business in India also. My dear student, if you talk about this foreign trade, that it is always related to export related strategy you have to undertaken, and some of the domestic trade that domestic farms, they are also one through competitiveness attitude is undertaken through the enhance the quality and productivity. It means if I am competing with the foreign companies, I may be focus on quality and also productivity, efficiency or quality and services of the goods is also important. For example, in primitive days, there are lots of there are some companies are there in India, like producing the TV or televisions. Now, nowhere it is. It means this is the only due to the lacking of quality. It means foreign trade is also my point is foreign trade is also important aspect for in the international business scenario. For this promotion of foreign trade, some of the export promotion measures are to be undertaken. The government of India also initiating the export promotion measures for creation of production base or market capability or enhance the capability of the exporters. But in some special economic zones are there. In a special economic zones, there is some sorts of 100% export units are to be established, or in a special economic zone, some of the they are relaxing the some government norms also, and service exports units are there. Export houses are to be established, trading houses established, star trading houses established, and easy to market access initiativeness, brand promotion and quality is also more focusing, and also the central assistance to the states to promote the not only the cottage industries or handicapped sectors also, and some thrust areas are to be undertaken, some duties are the exemption, and some capital goods scheme, promotion of capital goods scheme is there, and there is a lots of means promotive measures which are undertaken by the government of India. Only why this happens? This happens only the relaxation of tax benefits and some concessional rates also. Land and skilled manpower are to be available plentifully, and some of the exporting finance capability can be enhanced through the foreign trade. But this is the way of these are the some positive points, and through which the promotion of export from the country as well as import from the country is enhanced. But certainly in the foreign trade, some regulations have to be enacted to promote the exporting and importing of the goods. But generally, you already said that the Exim Bank is there, Export Import Bank is there, and someone says no, Foreign Exchange Management Act is there, FEMA or FERA is also there. But my dear student, first Foreign Trade Development Regulation Act, which is we enacted in the year of 1992, because we are more focusing about the foreign trade after 1991 liberalization. Liberalization means LPG era. We go through the LPG era, liberalization, privatization, globalization, and there is a lots of economic reforms which are arises under the prime ministership at the time of Narasimha Rao, and the finance minister Manmohan Singh has looked into this matter to encourage the foreign exporting of the goods and services to the foreign country, as well as importing promotion scheme they are introduced. And in such scenario, 92 is the really one a red mark of the Foreign Trade Development and Regulation Act is there. Then only the Custom Act also it exists in 1962, and then the Export Quality Control Inspection Act in 1963 is there. But even if in between periods, another act will be formed to management of foreign payments. Payments means that is a external trade payments or promoting the maintenance of foreign exchange market, regulating the foreign exchange market in the year of 1999. But this is the way through which the foreign transactions can be focused on, or it can repatriation of the foreign exchange also. And this is the act through which the particular type of business can be enhanced of like as a it is on more focusing towards the foreign trade. Another one concept is arises, that is balance of payment. And what is the trends of India's balance of payment? The question is, what is balance of payment? Balance of payment is just like a statement. Balance of payment is just like an accounting statement. Balance of payment is just like a recording of economic transaction. Balance of payment, it is also a it is a economic transaction of the country with relevance to the rest of the world. Means if the India and the rest of the world, what is the balance of if you talk about India in relation to the rest of the world, it means what type of transaction are to be carried out within a 1 year, and that's called as a balance of payment. It is just like a accounting statement of debit side is there, credit side is there, and yeah, and some country is depend upon the particular type of buying and selling of goods and services, or exporting of the goods and services, or from the capital investment in the different parts of the world, that are to be recorded in a statement form, that is called as a balance of payment. For example, suppose WTO or some IBRD or some of the World Bank has so giving some of the funds to the in India for upgrading some of the cases of infrastructural development. In this case, you are to retain in a particular statement. That particular statement is called as a balance of payment. My dear student, it is just like accounting records of transactions, and it is just like a accounting record of transaction of a resident of one country to the transaction in between resident of one country to the rest of the world with a given stipulated period, means within a 1 year. And also it have on strength weakness of the global market also. So IMF, International Monetary Fund, has given a one definition. He says it is just a systematic record of all economic transactions that taken place during the period between a resident of reporting countries. Resident of reporting countries means India as a reporting country or Japan is a reporting country, and what is the relation between the transaction in other transaction like other rest of the world. That is the statement you can prepare, and that concept is called as a balance of payment. And what is the reason behind the preparation of balance of payment? Only one reason is to monitor the international monetary transaction. Another one is to record the all economic transaction like as a goods, services, assets of the company, and within a specified period, usually 1 year. It is just like a systematic accounting of a balance sheet of a particular company, and debit credit transactions are there. These are can determine how much money is going and how much money is out of the country. Means what is the you may literally say it is a inflow, it is a inflow and outflow of the transactions, or it is a inflow means in which countries are giving funding to the India, and in India how the exporting or what type of they are receiving the some of the funds in form of borrowing capacity, that are to be recorded in a proper format. That format is called as a balance of payment, and it is a very much important topic for your examination point of view also. Balance of payment has different features are there. It is a systematic record of the all economic transactions, and it is also prepared for the 3 month or 12 month also. Generally balance of payment is prepared in the 12 months, but it may be preparing within the 3 months also. And it is have on two sides also. One is receipt side, another payment side. Receipt side means so from rest of the world what items what in which way the funds are to be received, and payment means in which way you can pay to the outsiders, and that's maybe the visible and invisible items are there. And it is also economic transaction. There are two types of accounts are to be prepared. One is current account, another one is capital account. But my dear student, listen, balance of payment is prepared within a 3 months or 1 year also, also 12 months within a 12 month you can also prepare. It is just like accounting statement. There are two sides are there, and it is just like adopting the double entry principle also. And it means if you are preparing the balance of payment, it means it indicates the country's foreign trade position also. And if you prepare the balance of payment means it is an economic health of the nation. If you prepare the balance of payment means it is a one type of prosperity, or you may call it as a balance of payment result always shows favorable and unfavorable condition of the country, and what is the weakness of a country, and how the particular foreign countries or balance of payment it should be favorable. It means surplus of the funds or in a deficit. There is a two result are there, one is surplus, another one is deficit. Otherwise you may say that is called as a favorable and also non-favorable or unfavorable. The another one is the what is the structure of balance of payment. As I have already stated, balance of payment is there are two types of accounts are there. One is current account, another one is capital account. My dear student, in the current account, there is a two items are there. One is visible trade, another one is invisible trade. If you talk about visible trade, that is visible means which you can see, which you can touch, and which you can feel. That's called as a visible trade, like as a export and import of the goods. If you talk about invisible trade, some items are called as invisible, like as a banking, like as a shipping transaction, like as a insurance, like as a travel and transportation. These are called as invisible items are there. But in a capital account, there are three components are there. One is private capital, banking capital, and official capital. If you talk about private capital, that is called as a foreign investment or foreign deposits for long-term loans. That's called as a private capital. It means borrowing funds are to be covered under the private capital also. If you talk about banking capital, that is a one type of it is a momentum of the it's a movement into the financial assets and liabilities also of the commercial bank, cooperative bank, who are dealing with the some of the foreign exchange also. And official capital, it is related to RBI, central bank, for foreign exchange or any type of special drawing rights which is held by the company. Means, my dear students, balance of payment happen two accounts are there. One is capital current account, the other one is the capital account. Current account is divided into two parts. One is visible trade, another one is invisible trade. Capital account is divided into three parts. One is private capital, banking capital, and official capital are there. But even if you go through in detailed way, that can be I have discussed in a detailed way. That is also type of account. Another one is a balance of payment. Always it is a one type of equilibrium position of the country, and through which you can. But there are different. Sometimes balance of payment is not equilibrium. Equilibrium means not equal. Debit and credit are not equal, or there is a always some type of disparity also arises, or you may call it as there is a different causes of disequilibrium is arises. Why these causes are there? Due to the deficit in current account, due to the decline in surplus of any individual account, due to the some of the dwelling prospects of the concessional aids. And these are or some stringent policy due to that disequilibrium of balance of payment is arises. Balance of payment means it's a happen a good economical condition of a particular, evaluate the good economical condition of a particular country. Sometimes it has a result in favorable way, or sometimes it result in some unfavorable way, or you may call it as a surplus of the funds, or you may call it as a deficit of the fund. But sometimes it has a disequilibrium is arises, and that disequilibrium is arises due to deficit, due to decline of the surplus invisible item due to the any type of concessional aids or stringent economic policy, these problems are arises. But you go through in my slide, you see how it looks like. The current account looks like credit item, debit item, goods import, invisible, goods export, visible. There are certain items are there which can be shown through the current account. You see the visit of our tourists to the foreign countries. Foreign country, it means if you visit several times to the foreign countries, it means the cash can inflow, cash can outflow to the other countries, or the foreign exchanges can be reduced. Other services purchased from foreign countries. It means what? It means there is a expenses item. Means debit side means expenses related items are there. Credit means that is income related items are there. And this is the way through which the particular type of current account can source through debit item and credit item, and it is a better way to understand. Debit item means expenses or one type of expenditure or for a particular country, and credit item is related to the some of the income resources, like the suppose foreign, if some foreign tourists are more visit to our country, it means we are earning more foreign exchange, and that is more foreign exchange we earn, that is called as a, it is a positive remark of our country's economic growth. My dear students, sometimes you have to improve the balance of payment. How you have to improve? Now you have to more focus on exchange rate adjustment. You are more focused on fiscal policy and monetary policy measures. You are more focused on some of the structural reforms also. If you talk about structural reforms, means government of India always promoting the different type of schemes they are introducing to promote the, or to it can a one type of flag system of red carpet welcome of the foreign companies or foreign tourists to visit in India also, to establish their shop also. That is called as a welcoming of a red carpet system is also covered under the structural reforms, and mobilization of finance from multilateral agencies also. These are the overall concept of balance of payment. Balance of payment is a one type of accounting statement of debit and credit, surplus and deficit, unfavorable, favorable, and the balance of payment on two sides, and through which the one capital account is there, current account is there, through which you can evaluate the country's growth, country's prosperity, country's confidentiality to evaluate the foreign exchange. If you talk about the if some why you called as a, some countries are very much rich or developed, it means they have on some good foreign exchange reserves, and they have on some gold, more gold they have on procured. This is why you called as a, this country is very much poor, very much rich. My dear student, this is the why, this is the literally you can evaluate through the balance of payment. And but now the topic is export and import policy. Export and import policy, it can also evaluate the facility of promotion of exports. There are different provisions are there, compliance related, foreign trade regulation act 1992 is there, some terms and conditions are there, and some policy have a different interpretation also related. Procedure is also there, some exemption from the policy procedure is there, principles of restriction is there, and some restricted goods are to be under focus under export and importing of the, or licensing or certificate permission is there. State trading organizations are there, state trading enterprise is there. State trading enterprise can promote the export import houses. Some code number is also there, export code number. These are already discussed in IBO 1 to 4. IBO 1 to 4, these are already discussed regarding the how the exporting, how the importing is arises, or what type of conditions are to be related through the exporting, importing of the goods, and what is the particular of areas of exporting enhancement programs, export of sample, export of passenger baggage, and export of gifts, edible items or gifts, and export of spare. What items are to be exported to the foreign countries? Third party exports, export to the import of the goods, export of replacement of the goods, and these are the some focusing areas as regards to the export and importing of the goods and services. But question is, here it is not completed. The question is, what is the role of Export Import Bank of India? It is also covered under IBO4, but similarly, I have to discuss some points. What is the role? Role is it has in the Export Import Bank, that is called as a Exim Bank, Exim, EXIM, Exim Bank. It is set up in 1982 to promote the foreign trade, and it is a financial institution to engage the not only the export importing but encourage the foreign exchange rates also. So that foreign exchange management act is there, which is enacted in the year 1992, and it will be effect from 2000. But before that, that FERA is also there. Means FERA, after it can be changed as a FEMA. Nowadays, we are using certain terms regarding the FEMA, not FERA. So FERA and FEMA, both acts are related to the foreign exchange management. So FERA means Foreign Exchange Regulation Act. FEMA means Foreign Exchange Management Act. FERA is enacted in the 1973, but FEMA is enacted in 1999. But at that time, the FERA, what is the objective of the FERA? The similar objective is there to promote the external trade, payment, and orderly main to encourage the foreign exchange market also. And this is the highlights of the FEMA. If you talk about FEMA, it means this is the act is enacted in 99. The main highlights is it is related to two types of transaction to be focused on. One is capital account transaction, current account transaction, because it is always leads to balance of payment also. It has a more transparent from specific received permission from the Reserve Bank of India or Government of India also. And FEMA has some certain rules as regards to freedom of given to the resident who have been exporting their goods, and it has an person resident outside India also permitted to hold, and upon the securities and properties also they can acquire properties from foreign countries, or they can acquire properties. This is a open market assessment is also there in a by the FEMA. And also the exchange can be also purposes to draw up drawal of exchange permitted purpose also. It means some exchange unless foreign currency EFC account holders they can introduce resident foreign currency RFC are to be permitted also, and rules regarding foreign investment through ADR, American Deposit Receipt, GDR, Global Deposit Receipt, through which the foreign or the foreigners or the foreign individual or foreign residents can procure the shares of Indians or acquire the shares of the foreign companies. And this is the way through which GDR and ADR have been more transparent to permit the Indian companies. Another one is the Unit 19. Unit 19 is related to only two topics. That one is globalization, another one is WTO. There are two topics are there, globalization and WTO. Already we are somehow discussing the globalization. Globalization, it is a liberalized policy. Globalization, it is a unrestricted flow of goods and services. Globalization, it is an open market of capital or technology through natural resource, human resources can be opened up in cross-border transaction. And globalization, it's a called as a, it is introduced in the year of 1991, which includes like as a LPG, liberalization, privatization, and globalization. It is a one component to economic reforms. But certainly, there are different aspects of the globalizations are there. What aspects? Positive aspects is to encourage the foreign direct investment, to encourage the flow of capital, to encourage the new capital, new technological advancement or technological transfer also, or to it is easier to global communication also, and the culture, sharing the cultural values also. Competitive advantage means easy access to low cost of material labor, means through globalization you see different companies of in Indian companies they establish their show, open their shop at foreign countries, and foreign companies are also welcome, like as a MA, you called as a MNCs. We are welcoming them, and through the globalization process, and new investment avenues, new investment opportunities, new employment opportunity, and the scale of operation, and the scale of the flow of capital is also a good encouraging nature in the time in a process of globalization. But there is different steps are there, my dear student. There are, what are these steps? The steps are, you have to throw before go through the globalization, or you can change the exchange rate system. You can more focus on open general licensing system. You are reducing the import duty also. You are more focusing to the importing of the capital goods with the concessional duty also. And you can more focusing the foreign direct investment up to 51% equity also. And foreign technological collaboration you can also focus on. Foreign institutional investor, FIs are to be permitted to invest their securities in the Indian capital market, like as a primary market and secondary market also. If you talk about primary market, new issue market or IPO market, through which raising of funds can be generated through the through this through it is indeed to have a duty of a FIs. And the capital market, it can be also procured of the Indian shares by the some foreigners or some foreign residentials also. So this and overseas corporate bodies can be allowed to start their own business, or in terms of another one is Indian corporates are encouraged to go through the global capital market through GDR and ADR mechanism also. GDR means Global Depository Receipts. ADR means American Depository Receipt. It means, suppose I want to purchase a share from US companies, or I want to purchase, I want to invest some of the amount in some other countries, means it is directly not correlate to purchase. It is to go through the GDR system, and through ADR system it can be purchased. Global Depository Receipt and American Depository Receipt, through it is a mechanism through which the particular through you can invest in the particular type of capital market. But my dear students, if you go through this type of globalization process, there is a some of liberalizing terms have to be conditioning in the time period, like as a GATT or multilateral trade negotiations have to be focused on. GATT is there before GATT, before starting of the WTO, the GATT is there. Means GATT is a general agreement trade and tariff. Suppose some countries are get together to start some of one organization that is called as a GATT, and some member nations are there, and only their objective is to liberalize the trade restrictions and bring down the all around prosperity of the country. Means they are more focusing to liberalize the trade of, or to liberalize the international trading system, or to liberalize the international trade relations among the member nations. Means suppose Japan is a member of GATT association, or Bangladesh is a member of GATT association, then only, or India is a member of a GATT association, means it is a easier access to us to trade at Bangladesh, to trade at Japan, to trade at any other countries. This is the called as a liberalizing the trade restriction to bring down the all-round prosperity. And GATT is also allowed in some of the member countries, which is it has a reduction the tariffs, barriers to the trade, and it is negotiated within the framework of the GATT. But there are some the principles of GATT is there. What are these principles? The basic principle is non-discrimination. non-discrimination among the most favored of nations, MFN, and or in other countries, favored nations or non-favored nations. And some of the quantitative restriction also administered without in favor. Another one is the quantitative prohibition of quantitative restrictions. It is another principle. Quantitative restriction means it is just like prohibit some possible trade restriction which is limited to less right tariffs. Means you are imposing less amount of tariffs or duty to the particular countries. It means the simple example is if you import restriction can be applied to the agriculture and fishery product. Means you can suppose in the India can exporting the fishery products, India can exporting some agricultural item, the tariffs can be reduced, and that is the way through which restriction can be removed. Another one is consultation with regards to negotiations. But in this scenario, in the GATT, some of the rounds have to be talking each other. Some of the several rounds talking each other means they were called some of the one meetings. You may call it as a meetings. That is called as a rounds. That is, and the best round is called as the Uruguay round. Why you called as the Uruguay? Uruguay is a place where the GATT members are to be scheduled in a particular meeting every 4 years, and that particular Uruguay, that some of the important negotiations can be taken place. That is called as that Uruguayan round can take place in 8th round or 9th round of negotiations, and so that it is a very famous round. Everybody is talking about Uruguay. Uruguay is a place. And another one is that Uruguay round round can taken place. It is a small town Uruguay in 1986, which is continued to till 1993. It means in a 93 up to 93, that rounds are to be discussed several times to promote the international trade and commerce. And that is called as a Uruguay round tables are to be negotiated with the trade and services. Then only after GATT, the GATT has renamed as called as a WTO. Now no GATT is there. After 1995, only WTO is there. World Trade Organizations. And in present, in the 29th July 2016, only 160 member countries are associated with the particular WTO. My dear student, listen carefully. First, GATT is there to promote the international trade and commerce. Then it will be renamed as a WTO will be formulated. And the WTO established in the year 1995, and in present day 164 member countries are there. But in India, if you talking about how many countries will be affected in the pandemic situation, only 202 or 203 countries are there. Even if some countries are there, they are not the member of WTO. It means some ministerial conferences they are conducting, some highest decisions they can be taken part in the WTO also. And WTO head office at Geneva, and Geneva is at Switzerland. WTO head office at Geneva, located at Geneva, and Geneva is Switzerland. But the main objective behind it to improve the standard of living, to optimization of utilization of wild resources with sustaining development, and to expansion of trade and commerce, and employment opportunity and steady growth can be enhanced, and protecting the environment. These are the overall concept, overall functions, or overall objective of the WTO. If you talk about functions means it is a good trade relation. It is a multi-trade agreements, implementation, administration, operation, and it can provide the negotiation among the members, the rules and procedure, and settlement disputes can be administered. Suppose, for example, look at the Afghanistan. What happens in this section? The particular WTO is there. WTO can look into the matter of Afghanistan, and how the peace and prosperity can be carried over at Afghanistan. That is the role of the WTO. Not only the trade and commerce, but also peace and prosperity, so that they can also cooperate with the appropriate cooperate with the IMF, International Monetary Fund, IBRD, International Board and Reconstruction Development Bank of Bank, and these are the affiliating agency to promote the global economic prosperity and global economic policy decision making. But generally, in a different first ministerial council in the WTO of a WTO which is held at 1996 in the year 96 at Singapore, then Geneva at 1998, then Seattle, USA in the year of 1999, and Doha. Everybody is talking about Doha. Doha, the particular place which is related to the Qatar, Kuwait, or you may call it as a Kuwait or Qatar, that is in November 2001, and then fifth Cancun, that is also established in 2003, and in Hong Kong 2005. There are several ministerial conferences. They are also take part in the decision to have a major regulation can formulated in for the international trade. But sometimes WTO can overcome some of the agreement, like as a sometimes they can abolish on the non-trade barriers, most favored arrangements. Sometimes it can change the existing multilateral rules. Sometimes it can change the TRIN system, agreement on trade related investment measures also. Sometimes it can focus on TRIPS also, trade related aspect of intellectual property rights also, or some IPR also. So this is why the particular WTO has an focus on. And WTO also somehow they are focusing the TRINs and TRIPS. TRINs means that is agreement on trade related investment measure. Here one term is used, investment. Here investment means allowing investment or active. It has on some form limit of a particular company, or it can product mandating, or you can allow to the exporting foreign balancing local content. These are the some of the issues which are undertaken the TRIPS. Another one is TRIMS. Another TRIPS means trade related aspect of intellectual property. If you talk about intellectual property support in pandemic situation, vaccine, regarding the vaccine, where it is manufactured, that case is usually talking about in intellectual property rights. Always it appears in the newspaper. You read the news, means some new ideas, some new innovation, some creativity expression are called as a intellectual property. Means particular vaccine belongs to which country? That is the question mark. But in a pandemic situation, and all countries are more focusing, please relaxation of the TRIPS condition, IPR condition, intellectual property right conditions. That type of property right condition which result to patents, these are related to copyright, related to trademarks, related to industrial design, related to layout design, related to any type of trade secrets. For example, you look at the Covaxin is there, Covishield is there, but in India, Covishield name will be changed at some other country, some other name is there. So that is the beauty of intellectual property rights. Means that relaxation procedure among the particular countries that is covered under, or that is called as a geographical openness of a boundary, that is called as a covered under the intellectual property rights. Another, some Indian Patents Act is also there, 1970. Some guidelines is there regarding the patent, and somehow these patents are to overcoming some of the issues in WTO agreements also. And my dear students, our last topic is that is called as a foreign investment and collaboration. If you talk about foreign investment means World Investment Report 1999 said foreign investment in to strengthening the technology capacity, to skill, to empowerness of competitiveness of the exporting of the world market, and that is the equity, approachness, employment opportunity. These are the overall concept of the foreign investment. And foreign investment majorly two types. One is FDI, through FDI, foreign direct investment. Another one is PI, portfolio investment, or you may call it as, the name has changed, that is called as a foreign institutional investors, FIIs. And these are the two, but there are some features of foreign, four features of FDI is there. What are the features? The feature is it can growth of investment, it can flow of capital in developed countries, flow from developed countries, or developing country as increasing the recipient of the FDI, major flow, and that these are the some issues which are undertaken in the FDI. But portfolio, if you talk about portfolio investment, someone is asking me, sir, what is portfolio? It is a basket of all investment avenues. Basket of means I have on some share, I have on some bonds, I have some debenture, I have on some stock, I have some financial instrument, and that type of collection of basket you may call it as a portfolio. Sometimes one statement always you read in the newspaper. What the particular statement is? The statement shows all eggs are not put into the in a particular basket. Means you cannot invest only in gold. You cannot only invest in only in shares. You cannot invest in only in a national savings certificate. Means you can diversify your basket of investment, then only your portfolio can be enlarged and the profitability or that comparative advantage can be undertaken. In such scenario in countries also, similarly FDI is also allowed in different sectors in our country also. But certain advantage is there. FDI is a supplier, FDI is a balance of payment constant, it is a vehicle of the technology transport, it is an increasing employment also, FDI is also resulting in higher wages, and but there are some limitations are there. What are these limitations? There is a foreign enterprise or domestic capital, and they have some create higher wages, and not create the additional export also, not create the competitive environment. In a particular situation, collaboration is important. What type of collaboration? That is a foreign technology agreement, automatic route it can also collaborate, and use of trademark or brand name also applied. Another topic is the technological environment. Technological environment means that is called as a, what is technology? Technology means technology is an enabler. Technology is an enabler. And how the technology will affect the particular firm. That is the how the technology will affect the business environment. If you talk about technology, it means it is a know-how. If you talk about technology, it means it can ways of designing, manufacturing, or utilize the things. If you know about the technology, there are many new type of technology are upcoming, like as a AI, artificial intelligence, ML, machine learning, IoT, Internet of Things, chatbots, drones, big data, predictive analytics, and telematics and blockchain. But you look at the banks, a lots of transactions have to be recorded in a particular type of electronic ledger account, that is called as a blockchain technology. If you look at the WhatsApp, lots of images you can send to your friends and send to the other or marketing of your product. How it will be recorded? Through cloud technology is there. It means technology is a enabler, and it can be utilizing the technology through which it can enhancement the particular business. But if you talk about what is the meaning of technology, it reality technology means it the word derived from technoware and from machine. You may call it as a technology, or you may call it as a humanware, or you may call it as it is a one type of organizational system through which you can accompany some of the information. But in the present day world, there are three stages of technology are there. One stage is invention, another one is innovation, another one is diffusion. If you talk about invention, it means that determining the realizability of a new product and services. If you talk about innovation, that putting into the use of new product and process, means it means new realizing of a new product, that is invention. Innovation means use of a new product and process, that is innovation. And if you talk about diffusion, it means extending of a new product and services by just use. Means after using of the particular product, some product is some useful in some other way. That is called a diffusion process. That type of concept is called as a technological change. And what the importance is there? The importance is it's upon facilitator process of globalization. It can driving the driver of a competition also, and it can also change the world wide cyberspace or information superhighway. It is also changing through the technology. The technology and policy statement, it means the government always contribute to the technological development or research and institution. R&D, research and development institutions, can be more focus on the encouraging the private enterprise to invest in R&D. You look at the corona vaccine. The corona vaccine, in a pandemic situation, the vaccine is developed by the private party enterprise, like as a Serum Institute or Bharat Biotech. So this is the way through which it's a way through which the country's technological environment is arises. My dear student, if our country like a developing country, the government is also formulating different type of collaborative approaches also there. And the government of India first introduced the really technologically policy statement in 1983. Before 83, the government of India is not focusing any type of technology. Means this is the way through which you can observe, you can adopt a new technology, or through priorities areas you can more focus on, through availability of resources. So some of the organizations are there, like the Technology Information Forecasting Assessment Council is there, Department of Science and Technology, you may call it as a DST is also there. But in present day, the research and development scenario is also changes. It can changes after 1971, and DST is set up to promote the research of new areas, nodal department to coordinate the promoting the science and technology research. In present day, government also under the chairmanship of Prime Minister of Narendra Modi, he is also more focusing about the only the research and development. Means their slogan also changes also. Joy Jawan, not Joy Jawan, Joy Kisan. Joy Jawan, Joy Kisan, and Joy Bigyan. And that Joy Bigyan is also a one type of scenario of research and development by the scenario will be changed by the particular present government under the prime ministership of Narendra Modi. But this is the why some patent facilitating center is there, some programs, patenting center where science and technocrats they are only focusing, some intellectual property rights, some creative awareness, some understanding the patents, and some DST also have a different scheme also there as regards to pharmaceutical research is also there, and they can join hand together with some of the drug companies. You see, in the private drug companies or private pharmaceutical companies, how they change their some of the way through the technology and through research and development, like as the programs covered under allopathic, Ayurvedic, homeopathic, Siddha, Unani, and this is the way through technology is a enabler, and technological transfer is also enabler. But if you talk about technology transfer, it means we are adopting the new technology from foreign companies or foreign countries, and that is called as a designating the commercial use also. And you may call as a legally binding a one contract, one communication through transfer of the relevant knowledge to the recipients. Means it is a one type of internationalized form, and it may be also called as an internationalized form. internationalized and externalized form through which the particular different levels of technology can transfer. Another one is a different types of technology transfer is used, that is called as a through assignment and sale and licensing process, through provision of know-how, models, instruction, guides, formulate the basic plans are there, provision of technological knowledge is also there, provision of technological knowledge necessary to acquire is there. Means these are the some features. What are the features? And it has a bridge gap between technological gap between farm and nation of the states. It means appropriate technology, appropriate improving the productivity and cost efficiency, and providing services to the technical personnel. And you may call it as it can involve in the economies of scales also on global sourcing operation also. These can be done through the, and these are the some silent features of the technology transfer. But through technology, there are different mechanisms are there. Licensing system is there. Contract of machine and supply equipment is there. Training of employees and technical expert is there. Or trunky contracts means comprehensive, bigger size of design and service under supervision facilities there. Subcontracting system is there. Acquisition, joint venture, that joint venture through collaboration agreement, through acquisition of a country. This is the way the particular type of technology is a enabler to upliftment of the particular society. And otherwise, there are different vital components of contracts are there. What are the vital components? Through patents, through brand name, through sale agreement or assignment licensing system, through provision of know-how and some technical assistance, from payment of royalty and provision of technical knowledge, duration and restriction of clauses. And these are the some issues which can be undertaken, which can be on a period of arrangement, which can be a one type of way through training and through the knowledge can be acquisition, and through the payment of royalty system or management technical fees. And this type of arrangement is the overall concept of development of the technological background of the business environment. My dear student, in a present day world, in a cutthroat competition which arises, only if you lacking the technology, no business can exist. And sometimes if you, in present class or today's class, we have one discussion regarding some international ideas as regards to WTO, as regards to the balance of payment, as regards to ADR, as regards to GDR, as regards to some streams, and some of the technology transfer, and some concepts related to how the foreign trade will be is more useful in the economic development of the country. These are the overall concept of the today's class. But my dear students, now I am concluding my class also, and if you have any question in the particular section, you can ask me through chat box, and I may answer some of the point which you which I can answer. And Mukesh said, good morning, sir. Susrita Priyadarshini, good morning, sir. Yes, thank you, good morning. And it is a time to ask from your side to me. My dear student, first of all, you read your study material. Then study material means you go through the summary of the every chapter. First, you read the summary. Why I'm talking about read the summary means, suppose you want to watching some film, means first of all you go to the what is the gist of your film, or which is put into the which star it belongs to, 3-star or 4-star or 5-star. If it is 5-star, it means you go through this, or you are really interested to watch the particular film. So that first you read the summary, then you go through the chapters, then you go through my slides, and then you go through the particular PDF books what I am sent through the WhatsApp. And it is a better way to understand, write more points, If you write more points, you can get good mark in your examination point of view. My dear student, in this way, you can understand a better way in a particular subject like as a business environment. Business environment is a totally very easy paper, but however, you understand the subject and some of the examples, whatever examples you have in daily newspaper, you read the business standard or you read the economic times or you read the business line or mint. These are the some of the business paper. As you are a commerce student, you should read the some of the paper. And then or Times of India, there is a lots of new examples have to be taken over, and you can put this in your copy also. And if you write these examples in your examination, it is a better to secure good marks. This is the way through which I can entrust you, and it is my advice to you also. And my dear student, if you any question you have, you can ask me. Otherwise, I may conclude my session, and it is a time for concluding my session also.